Welcome back to Midwest Linux Gaming. I'm your host as usual, Stompin' Llama. Today, we're back at the Megamans. Last time we completed 1 and 2. We know 5 is like halfway completed, so we're not terribly concerned about that one. We'll get to that one Saturday. That one and that one. The last 2 of the NES Megamans. The plan is 3 and 4. Although, we'll see how far we actually can get. Well, the big thing to remember is, these are casual playthroughs. I have the damage tables open. And we're entering, with 3, 4, 5, and 6, we're going to enter the era of more consistency. Because even 2 was a bit of an experimental one, what with the damage values that were wild. I mean, they were wild. 3, 4, 5 are more the consistent Megamans, still 5 and 6 is where the standard formula was starting to get, for the most part, a little stale. At least, for most people. So let's begin. One thing I do like, and this is something that I don't know if it was on the actual hardware. Every time I've seen Mega Man 3 emulated and done it myself, this little graphical glitch is a thing. I don't know if that's on the actual hardware, but I'm glad to see that it is maintained here. And it's just a Mega Man 3 problem, to be honest. Okay. Out of all of these Robot Masters, Snake Man's actually generally pretty easy to eliminate. I have played a lot of 3. We would be Buster dueling him, and honestly, the 2 that take the most damage from the Buster are Magnet and Top. If we take out Magnet, the next option would be Hard. We'll try Magnet Man, because I know he draws them into himself, which is an interesting choice on his part. Right, and 4 is when they introduce the proper Mega Buster. The charging Mega Buster. Right, Proto Man first. There we go. Though that was a lot of damage. That was far too much damage. Jump. Okay, that was entirely my fault. I do need to get some health off of these things. I turn... okay. Let's not rely on the joystick. That appears to not be good. rely on the D-pad for the turning. That's better. Good, some health. Because some health is better than no health. Again, some health is better than no health. That big health is forever no good, forever gone. Never was the best at the Proto Man fights. They appear to only like one on screen. Okay, that'll be enough health, I think. Magnets. How do they work? There we go. Right, Yoku Bollocks. Okay, I understand. Yoku blocks are probably the worst things. Probably the worst thing. Although this guy's pretty bad. Though with the slide, he's less of a concern. Well, our maneuverability is increased with the addition of the slide. And that's the last of the classic Megaman moves added. Okay. Made to Magnet Man with most of our health, although we're gonna have to Buster Duel him. I'll admit I'm rusty. Right, he does that. He can be cycled. There we go. See, and with Magnet Missile, we can now take out a variety. Well, realistically, it's only Hard Man, but I might start. I've actually started with Shadow Man. I'm not certain. Bees! The more annoying form of bees. The ever so more annoying version of bees. The very more annoying form of bees. And then we have Crocodile. Okay, and Sniper Joe here. Right, is this what? Yes, they start giving us Rush Coil in this one. Excellent. No to the monkeys. Four magnet shots. That's pretty hefty of a price. Actually doing pretty good on health, all things considered. I'll take it anyway, though. Monkey! And that's why you kill the monkeys. Mets on bulldozers. Fortunately, they don't have a ton of health. Not that that matters. I will take that E-Tank. They are extremely handy. Ouch. Bees! Really? Really, Proto Man? Okay, just kill me. Like, there was no. all the way back here. Where... okay. Annoying, but so be it. I don't recall if the E-tank respawns or not. We'll find out. It does not. We need as much energy as we can. I could have used weapon energy. Fine. Fine. Gosh darn bees. I don't think that was good. I think that was too much magnet wasted. That was too much magnet wasted. Technically the waste of an E-tank. I'm gonna try without the E-tank. If it fails... I'd like to save that E-tank if I can. Okay, if I collide with him... Haha! Okay! Success! Kind of. We've made it with more of the, magnet ammo. Of course, that hopper is gonna be a problem. Yeah, he's not worth it. It's hard, man. Now I have to Buster Duel him, since I wasted a bunch of it. Okay, slightly better. Just ever so slightly, mind you. Top Man. Top Man is the next man. Right, the screws. One of the more slightly annoying enemies. Though, fortunately, they don't take a ton of damage to kill. Hopper. Mini Hopper. God, I do not. Search Snake is probably the best thing for those. Ouch. On the bright side, at least the game acknowledges that they're annoying to fight. And you can cheese that guy. The fact you technically need Rush Coil to reach that is terribly annoying. Thankfully, those things don't have a hitbox until they're fully developed. We shouldn't need the Rush Coil. Shouldn't need a ton of Rush Coil. Cat. Weakness. What is Cat weak to? No, that doesn't look like hard. Magnet? Cat weak to magnet? Kind of. I mean, it does require spamming it, quite annoyingly. Not the lice. No. Ah, lice. At least it stops the cat from spitting, but... Okay. I'll gladly take the free magnet. While I would have much preferred a, like, E-tank or something. Gotta be faster. Okay, top spin. To be countered by hard knuckle. Actually, one of the easier robot masters to solo if you have hard. Actually, just a period. Actually, just period. One of the easier ones because he's got a simple pattern. Actually, would not have been a bad one to start with, to be honest. Though now that we have top spin, Shadow Man, really? Granted, top spin is just hard to use. Because you gotta get real close to the enemy, but not on top of them. And that's easier said than done. All those things are immune to magnets? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. It's actually weak to hard. Yeah, Hard Knuckle is the best thing to take on Proto with. No health. An E-Tank drop would also be good. Those guys seem to have a decent rate of dropping health. I knew magnet was a good thing. Top spin is ideal for them. Though you gotta be right on top of them. Which is, of course, the thing that is the worst. I'm not falling for them again. Haha! Nearly full health, full top spin. Oh, this is gonna be glorious. Oh, Shadow Man. Okay, and that did in fact do a lot of damage to me. Predominantly me. Come on. There we go. Good lord. Was not expecting to run out of top spin. Though top spin is a terrible, terrible weapon to try and use. I just didn't have the second best weapon, which is Shadow Blade. But now that we have Shadow Blade, well, crap. That would have been Magnet Man. Right, because this one's got two slightly interdependent systems. Alright, let's see. Let's look at what we have weapon-wise. Magnet's no longer useful on the second half. Gemini's Search Snake. Well, let's look at Snake Man. Snake Man's a good... No, he's not a good starting point because you need Search Snake or Needle Cannon. Okay, Needle Man. Needle Cannon... Gemini Laser. Well, Snake Man's not terrible. I have soloed him before. I have bustered him before. He's not the worst one in the world. Ow. Magnet missile. So helpful. Not what I wanted to have drop from them, but... Right, big man does not see that. Big snake. The fact that E-tanks are not terribly common yet is a minor consternation. Minor consternation. Minor consternation. Hammer Joe. Minor consternation. Though the fact I'm out of magnet is now... You know what? Keep your secrets, Hammer Joe. Yes. That I will take. Yes, we will take that. Two tanks retrieved. Snake face 2 done. I think these guys are actually weak to, like, topspin, and it is stupid. Both them and their pole are weak to topspin. Also, no idea why. We're flashing Megaman. These things are also, I think, weak to topspin. Keeping topspin equipped. Because there's a surprising number of things that are in fact weak to topspin. Turns out not those guys, but that's beside the point. Granted, topspin is basically suicide like most of the time. Okay, Snake Man. Technically Hard Knuckle and Top Spin, but also Shadow Blade. It takes slightly more damage from those I just listed that aren't the main buster. There we go. Took an E-Tank, but what other really option did I have? Probably would have been better to Buster Duel him since the short range on the Shadow Blade is one of its downsides. Anyway, now that we have broken into the second loop, it's Gemini. And if I'm remembering correctly, a surprising number of things are, in fact, weak to top spin. A, very surprising number of things. However, it's also extremely easy to waste your top spin, since it's done on a frame-by-frame contact data with the enemy. Which of course means, you're kind of SOL if you're in physical contact with the enemy. Like I was with those with that penguin. And I think also with Shadow Man. Well, I think I was getting hit by that regardless. I'm not getting hit by that, not if I can help it. Penguin! Stop it with your eggs! Right, this is the friendly Proto Man. Oh, my momentum was not quite far enough out. That's too far out. Nope. Okay, yep. Momentum fine. Well, we might be able to just rush coil up to that, so... Right. The, reproductive. There's no nice way to do this, is there? I mean, there's Shadow Blade, and that's probably the way we're supposed to do it. No? All right. Okay, that's all I needed. There we go. You know what I want, game. You know what you want. You know what I want. Give it to me. I know you can give it to me. There we go. Now, if I needed any energy for anything, that would have been a good time to farm it. But I don't think these enemies drop E-tanks nearly as much as they should. In my opinion. Like, they don't seem to drop much of anything other than maybe weapon energy. Oh, they do drop regular energy. Of course they do. Back to Rush Coil, I suppose. Might as well get that Rush Coil back a little bit. You. And you. Come on. Come on. You know what? Screw you, buddy. I somehow activated him, and I'm not sure how. Because that is not working. Are you kidding me? Pretty sure I despawned him. Despawned his health there. Which was not what I wanted. There we go. Weak to hard knuckle. Not the best enemy in the world. Right, and this is where Rush Marine would come in handy, so it's a good thing we have him. That was not my intention, but, for some reason, I couldn't do anything there for that half a second. Thank you, Rush. Fish. Though I'm pretty sure the fish exist specifically to, There we go, multiple E-tanks, 4 E-tanks. Haha, that's an extremely good amount. Oh, right, you guys. I'd have preferred more health from them, but what am I gonna do? I will take that. Though, Search Snake. And Gemini died. Let's see him with Gemini Laser. Needleman. Gemini Laser takes out the Needleman. That is a lot of magnets. That is all my magnets on just those first couple. Metar. Met. think that we're gonna need the magnet. Like, it is such a handy thing to have, magnet. I just let him. I just let him. Just let him walk into me. Okay, that one just doesn't come down level. It's rude mosquito. Dragonfly. Technically dragonfly, but... Needleman. I do not need acupuncture from Needleman. Please stop it. Thank you. Thank you, Search Snakes. I appreciate your sacrifice. Again, magnet is just really good to have. Fine. Keep your secrets, Hammer Joe. We're at half health. Ugh. Against Needleman? This is not gonna go good. I think I might just burn a sacrifice a life. Yeah, I was just gonna eat it. I was just gonna burn a life. Gemini, because I wasn't gonna risk all my Gemini laser. Not that I couldn't have done it, apparently. That was an extremely sloppy Needleman, but that is the case. And Rush Jet. Sparkman. Ironically, Shadow Blade. Two Shadow Blades. I can't remember if these things are actually killable or not. It would appear the answer is no. Fine. Be that way, game. Rewinds do make this a lot easier. Come on. You know what I want. It's not what I want, but you know what? I'll take it. Hammer Joes just don't appear to be helpful to anybody today. I'm assuming you also can drop things. Metal. Okay, you just don't want to drop things. Fine. I'm looking for life drops and it is not giving me it. Though I have 5 E-tanks, that's a good number of E-tanks. Right, junk piles. Because they wouldn't have Junkman for a few more years yet. Alright, Shadow Blade. Okay, Sparkman is Shadow Blade. Fine, don't give me health. It's not like I wanted to go into here with full health. Come on, game. At least we're almost done with the Robot Masters. It's just easy to just spam Sparkman, to be honest. Granted, that was a lot of energy wasted, so not ideal. Right, the refights. Don't remember which ones are which. This is the other thing they only did this one time. Which is most definitely a good thing. Make you go back into the other ones. Ow. I swear you can fit between those. I swear you can fit between those. Oh, how do you even reach that again? I think you got a rush jet up there? Not rush marine. Yes! Right, this is the fully controllable rush jet. I.e. the really good one. That they never did again. Because it's ludicrous. Yeah, the ludicrous rush jet. I don't remember which one you are. We will find out. Airman. Spark or missile? Spark or missile? I don't... Okay, spark will be fine. Oh, I'm gonna get beaten by Airman. First one down. Almost no health lost. Huge amount of spark lost, but I think we need a rush. I'm pretty sure you need rush jet on this one. Are we gonna need Spark Shot at all? Unless it's Bubble Man, the answer's probably no. Boom. I think I can coil over this one. Yep, coil over that one. Meteor. I think we can just Shadow Blade him. Yep, Shadow Blade him. Shadow Blade is just still slightly broken. At war again. Okay, I don't know which dog robot this is, but there's another one. Crash. Hard Knuckle. Takes a lot of damage to Hard Knuckle. Lot of damage to Hard Knuckle. 7. Though Heatman's the worst one. Another one of those that takes a ton of damage. I'm not entirely convinced we're going to get 3 and 4 done. We might not. In which case we'll just get 3 done, which is fine. I forgot Mega Man 3 is just significantly longer. Top spin for the freaking win. Ho ho ho! Right, they introduced a whole bunch of death cliffs. I forgot about that. Now, question is, which robot master are we up against? Please don't let it be Flashman. It's Woodman. Needle and search snake. Probably search snake. I collided with him. Oh, that is not good. His wood shield does a lot more damage than I remember. Like a lot more. I even know it's coming and I'm bad at dodging it. Huh. That was terribly annoying. And a waste of an E-tank, to be honest. Did I use an E-tank? I think I did. Come on, Hammer Joes. Be polite. Would you please be polite and give me some health? No. Nothing is gonna drop me any health. Nothing is going to be polite and drop health. Oh, except the little guys. The little guys will drop health. Not the Hammer Joes. Not those guys. Just the things. And even then, they're not going to be very nice about it. Not a single drop of health. Not a single drop. Fine. Not a single drop of health. Hopefully this guy's not weak to magnets. Go to Teat Man. Boo a Teat Man. Well, we get to practice our top spin. There we go. A little bit of a waste of an E-tank, honestly. But worth for the security reasons. Of course, we are running low on E-tanks. Would not mind more E-tanks, if the game would be so polite as to give them. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be polite. An E-tank would have been preferable. I'd much prefer an E-tank. As long as it doesn't fall down the hole, I'd much prefer an E-tank. It might be based off of frame data. Because if you don't rewind all the way, and you hit it on the same frame, maybe the random seed is determined before it hits. I don't know. There's many ways you can generate a random item. But there's enough consistency here to make me suspicious. You know what, if it gives me a life, I will end up having to take it. I want E-tanks, but you know what, I will take a life. The question still becomes how. Rush. Coil! There we go. There we go. There's that E-tank. I think we've very specifically been trying to get, because, good God, they are extremely useful. Okay, maximum health into this next Robot Master. Let's see, all that's left is quick, flash, bubble, metal. Flash. Needle or laser? Probably needle. There we go. Needle spam. Bit more powerful than Flashman, thank God. Hope you had a rush available for that. Ugh. Right, those guys just drop from there. If they drop energy at any consistent rate. I don't think they do. Big energies are definitely worth risking for. Littles... no. You know what? Jet. I don't think we necessarily needed to do that. Oh, those are the guys that climb down ladders. The adorable things that climb down ladders. Oh, that's enough health. Especially for having to deal with them. Okay, we've only lost a little bit of health, and based on water, it's probably Bubble Man. Bubble Man, Spark Shock, and Shadow Blade. One of the easier ones, to be honest. That means all that's left is Quick and Metal. Shadow Blade continues to be extremely useful. I'll just tank that damage. Shadow Blade continues to be useful. Let's see, chances are this is Metal Man, who's going to be Magnet Missile. Yep. And if you don't move, he doesn't move, so easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Always take your time. Junkman. The gimmick that would be reused later in Junkman. Okay. Quick Man, who is Gemini Laser or Search Snake. I don't remember which one's probably better, but we'll try Search Snake first. There we go. Oh, saved all of our things. Good God. On to the Wily stages, finally. Fake. Fake Proto is only weak to the Buster. Right, I keep forgetting there is a story to these Mega Man's past too. I will take that life. Though it cost me 2 rush, I will take that life. Top man, the top guys can only have 1 out, well, 3 out at a time. Oh, penguins. I believe hard knuckle. Because those are repurposed Crashman doors. Okay, that puts us back at full, which is excellent. Switch to the slightly more useful Buster. It is the ever so slightly more useful Buster. How to handle this guy? Magnets. Coil. There we go. Seeing this is Kangaroo, Kamigero Master. He is weak to Hard Knuckle, Top Spin, Search Snake, or Shadow Blade. Probably should grab Shadow Blade. And, oh, it did say magnets, so... That might as well be full-on magnet. I don't remember this master. Oh, this thing. Turtle. It's damage per turtle. And honestly, Shadow Blade is a bit overpowered for that. Hard Knuckle on Yellow Devil. That's gonna be the fun one. Really don't need that unless you're retrying. Right. Ideally, you want to get the 1-up just in case. And those fall-through platforms are a pain in the butt. Yeah, we're max lives and 6 E-tanks. We're pretty good so far. Bees on my tail! Okay, the boss. Yellow Devil Mark II. Okay. Right, it's a double. It's a double slide. It's that first time when he comes in off screen that always gets ya. Not that he's hard. He's actually easier than the Mega Man 1 variant, to be honest. Mostly because you have more maneuverability, and it's not Mega Man 1. Like, Mega Man 1 has issues. Right, they don't refill between Wily stages. That is an unfortunate. On the other hand, free E-Tank. I can't complain there. Let's see, the holographs are Hard Knuckle, Search Snake. So probably Search Snake we want to keep around. Okay, that would be silly, just attacking that Hammer Joe. Ow. Okay, perfectly fine. Oh, God. More of you silly platforms. Oh, good. Now I wouldn't mind some E-Tanks. Or life. Honestly, an E-Tank would not go amiss. I mean, a life a little less so. Because I'll just drop an E-Tank here. Grab my Search Snakes. And we'll move on. Okay, Mega Man clones defeated. Onto Wily Machine Phase 1. Wily Machine Phase 1, it's mostly Hard Knuckle. It is, in fact, Hard Knuckle all the way down except for the Gamma phase. Alternatives include Spark Shot, which we got full on, so we might drop that one for Phase 1. Save Hard Knuckle. And then Search Snake, oddly enough, for Phase 2. We'll see. Gladly take that. mean, technically we could use more rush coil, but who couldn't use more rush coil in their lives? Junkman prototypes. Basically there to waste your life. I was gonna say, I don't recall if they do the actual Robot Master refights. They do. Of course they do. That's Needle. Which is gonna waste a lot of... Magnet. Spark Shot or Shadow Blade. And that's Gemini. Actually, Gemini laser. He's almost as weak to that as he is to the laser. He's almost as weak to that as he is the search snakes. Almost. That's hard. Choices are magnet missile. It's just magnet missile. That was a much better fight. Not perfect, but very few are. And that's top. Is only weak to hard. But he is dead simple, so... So as annoyed I am that he wasted a bunch of hard knuckle. Not the worst in the world. And that's Snake. Needle. I know to be careful about standing on the exit. That will, I think in this one in particular, exit you and not give you enough time to, like, retrieve the health. Spark. Oddly enough, Spark is weak to Spark. Which is kind of ironic. And I believe all that's left is Shadow. Who is weirdly enough weak to Shadow. And Topspin. But we all know how that goes. Okay. So first phase, Wily. Spark Shot. We should have a halfway decent amount. The rest we're going to want in hard. I mean, we have lives, so that's not a huge problem. Why'd I do that? I just jumped into that. Spark? And as a worst case scenario, well, we've got maximum search. We kind of want to avoid using Shadow. It's a good backup. If you would, please. Thank you. 9 and 13 should be plenty enough. I mean, I doubt we'll get even close to using either of those. Okay. Wily Machine 1, Spark. Okay, phase 2. No longer weak to Spark, weak to Search, but Search I don't think can reach that high. So... not easily. I knew Shadow Blade was going to be extremely useful. There we go. Kept Hard Knuckle for this next one, because that's basically all that can hurt him. Gamma Phase. We are going to want some spare Shadow Blade. Because that is the alternative at the moment. Hard Knuckle time. I don't remember the Gamma fights. phase 1. Phase 2. Let me switch over to my search snakes. Okay, so you can, in fact, just reach him normally. Mega Man 3 beaten. Whoo! That took about a half hour longer than Mega Man 1 and 2 did. And Proto Man saves Mega Man, but not Wily. Yes, showing the light numbers. The robot numbers for the last of the Mega Man, the Dr. Light robots. And Wily's capsule remains. And their respective designer. And I must say, looking at the wiki for Mega Man 4, which is the next thing we're gonna... contemplating whether or not to actually start 4 or not. And it does not, in fact, loop back to the main title screen, so... That's 3 down. We'll at least get through the Masters on 4. Yes, and 4 is Dr. Cossack instead of Wily. Thus, the super robot Megaman was born. Finally tell the story of Megaman 1. Shattered Wily's plans 3 times. World peace has been maintained so far, but history repeats itself, as it always does. And this time, it's not Wily. It's Dr. Cossack. And with the Charge Buster. And it doesn't really matter which one we start with. Mainly because, they all take the same Buster damage, so there's no more Buster weaknesses. I think we'll start with Bright. This may or may not be a smart decision. I was thinking if there was an auto charge option. There is not. Some of the later Mega Mans, especially the X's, include an auto charge feature sometimes. I swear those things actually jump off the pit, but maybe that's later, I'm thinking. Yeah, we really did not need that. Let's save our Rush Coil. The Mega Buster. Right, this is where they introduce some splits in the levels. For reasons I do not, in fact, know. Ah, that's why. Because momentum jumps are not a thing in Mega Man. I'll take that E-Tank, however. We're gonna need those. I was right, they do in fact suicide. Totems. I don't remember if Bright's the easy one or not, but there are several that could be considered easy. We'll find out momentarily, shall we not? That was my own dumb fault for, making it dark. I didn't have to do that. I did that voluntarily. Okay, here we go. On to Bright Man. And that was Bustard Bright Man. He's not a bad one to stop into. Although I believe he drops flush stop. No, not. He drops a flash stopper? Flash stopper. Bright stopper, whatever we want to call it. And immediately puts us into Pharaoh Man territory. Mega Man 4. Mega Man 4, is there anything special? Don't think so. Nope. The wrong button. On to Pharaoh. I do not like those scorpions. They're not the worst in the world, but they're not fun. Necessarily. Mummies throwing their heads. Or should I say mummy bots? Rush. Rush! Why? That's because I jumped when I summoned you. Rush. He's close to a wall. Rusher's too close to a wall. He's a good boy. I won't try and appear inside a wall because he's a good boy. Probably shouldn't take that extra damage. That's right, because 4 stages are awfully short. There we go. Now, Pharaoh Man's unique weakness is that his Flash Stopper doesn't deal damage anymore. What it does is it stops time, allowing you to unload physical combat into his physical shots directly into him, uncharged shots, mind you. Which technically means if it can deal damage to any robot, but it doesn't stop any other robot. With Pharaoh Man down, the next is Ring Man. These UFO guys. Minimal damage, though some damage was taken. Mini boss! Hippo! Hey man, how's it going? Just trying to beat some classic Megamans. Guess it's a palate cleanser between massive games. Because the next one we're looking at is full-on playthrough of Neo 2. Though I wouldn't necessarily count the DLCs right away. Because if they're anything like how Neo 1's DLCs went, oh boy, that was a minor nightmare. I can normally one-cycle that ring, man. Oh, is it second hippo? It's second hippo. Yeah. I mean, I would have probably started Neo 3, but, I've got some weird obsession with playing games in, like, game series in order, even though 2 really doesn't have anything to do with 3, from what I've gathered. I mean, there's some characters, but that's about it. Some character crossovers, and 2 takes place before 1, so... South Carolina. Hey, thank you, Eddie. I was gonna say, that's relatively close to me. It's not exactly close, but it's close enough. You're in the same time zone, so... I know I stream late on my time zone, so it's not like it's a... Nice. It's always good to visit some friends. Friends' places. I know they appreciate it. Sweet BMX game. It's been a while since I played a BMX game. I mean, a long time, to be honest. If you drop the name, I'll have a look at it. Lonely Mountains Downhill. Okay, I'll have a look and see what it's like. Ooh. Not the best amount of health. Especially for Ringman. Deeper than it seems at first. I'll eat an E-tank if I have to. Ouch! Yeah, kind of a night owl, but also, Also, I do work second shift, so it's also entirely down to that as well. But yeah, natural night owl definitely helps. There we go. Only needed the one E-tank due to less life. Yeah, it runs in the family too. All my siblings are also kind of night owls. It's actually quite funny. We inherited that from our mother. Our father had no influence on that part of our life. Let's see, that's Ringman dead. So we got Ring Boomerang, Dust. I mean, it is a relatively small percentage of the population. I think they estimate it to be about 10% of the population are naturally like that. Which is actually a fairly large percentage when you think about it. I mean, that's about as many as are left-handed. Oh, I just saw my siblings yesterday, actually. We got together with the parents for Memorial Day. We're fortunate in that we live actually pretty close, relatively close. So we see each other multiple times a year, which is good. Shield attacker. Yeah, none of us moved particularly far away after graduations. Although my brother was for a time several states away, but he ended up coming back. Just something about the area, I guess. Mostly I think he got, well, it was, the gal he was traveling with at the time. I think, I don't know if there was a falling out or if he may have just gotten tired of North Dakota. But I believe she stayed in North Dakota and he came back. If I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. Yeah, they may have come back and then split their separate ways. It was a great many years ago. It's not that the colder climate is never the reason. Not for us. Most of my brother in particular, we're very warm-blooded creatures. So that's never the reason. Okay, Ring Man. This is Dust Man, also known as the Proto Junk. Ha ha! Eat it, Hopper. Okay, full health. That's good because we need Ring. Yes, the Crusher section is most definitely very intense. But most of the Robot Masters in 4, it's not the Robot Masters that are the problem. It becomes the stages. It does slowly become the stages, become the gauntlet, and the bosses are... They've got like 2 moves, 3 if they're lucky. Let's see, with Dust Crusher... With Dust Crusher, Skullman. Technically we could take on Dive Man, because Dive Man's got a 3/4 weakness. It's Mega Man 4. It's the Legacy Collection. We've beaten 1, 2, and 3, and we've been able to beat basically 2 a stream. 2 in 1 stream. Except for this time. I don't think we're going to get through all of 4 in the remaining time I have left. As much as I would like to beat 2 games in 1 stream, let's be honest, 4 AM is where I gotta call it. And 3 was unexpectedly long. I forgot how that 3 is, for some reason, stupidly long for a Mega Man. Like, Mega Man's 1 and 2 took about an hour and a half each. And 3 took about 2 hours. Oh yeah, the intro music in most Mega Mans is good. But yeah, 3 is definitely loved for many reasons. Ugh. For many, many good reasons. Eddie, no. Okay, Eddie, thank you. You are forgiven. He's extremely abusable, Eddie is. With the whole... That's the way forward. That's not what I want. Oh, this is also a way forward. Right, this is just for E-Tank. There we go. Free E-Tank. I do tend to abuse those, so when they got introduced in 3, I'm like, yes. Well, technically in 2, but you only got 4 of them. It's a lot harder to abuse them when you've got a limited number of them. Much easier when you can get, not unlimited, but 9's pretty close to unlimited. Yeah, because that puts us at 5. In fact, when we get to the Zero series, which will be quite some time from now, you're not wrong there either. That's partially why I'm partial towards RPGs that have their potions do percentage healing as opposed to straight up numbers for healing. Because that just keeps potions relevant throughout the entire game experience. But the only series that really does that consistently is the Tales series. And they limit the number you can carry, too, so you can't necessarily abuse it. Alright, I get you, Skull Man. I mean, granted, it's like 20 or something for the base one that heals like a third of your HP, which is a lot. Like a third of your HP, that's just a lot. Technically, that was a wasted E-Tank, but we got it for free, so can't complain there. Skull Barrier means Dive Man. Well, it depends on what we're talking about, because in the Tales games, they're technically called jellies. So they could be like little tiny jelly packets. So that makes like the 12 or 20 that you can carry. That's a feasible amount. If we're talking like actual potions, D&D lists them as 4 fluid ounces, which is not a terribly large amount. Yeah, sometimes some games go a little overboard with that kind of thing. Onto the water level. Which is not good, because I'm missing Rush Marine. I know there's secrets that I've likely missed in stages. I know they didn't. There's the secrets in 5, but we got those. I mean, to some degree, it does make sense. However, my favorite of the Souls games, which is, 2... doesn't quite have that exact same limit. It's kind of weird. Oh, hundreds of items, most definitely not possible. I mean, but in the Souls games, most of that can be justified by the box. No, Eddie, not that. Like, a lot of that goes in... yes, it goes into the inventory, but what is the inventory, really? Well, it could be said as basically the bottomless box. But without the actual physical bottomless box. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure how they a Souls protagonist carries all that around. I don't think we're meant to think about that. Ah yes, the good old traditional hammer space. We don't want to think about what they hide in theirs. Because that gives us hammer space thoughts, and we don't We don't want to think about that, because the question is, where does Amy Rose hide her hammer? Kirby is a unique case. In that he's technically some type of bottomless hole, half-eldritch monstrosity. I mean, Amy Rose is really only technically one example of the traditional hammer space. Alright, the wire. I mean, you consider what he fights. Other things that are very similar of type to him. Like, 002, Dark Matter. They all have very similar compositions to him. The only things that don't are, things like Meta Knight, but Meta Knight is basically him. Is basically just him. Yeah, DDD. DDD is just an odd one because he shouldn't be able to do that, but he does. I'm dead. I was not expecting that. Come on, Stingray. I know the boss door's right over there. I need some health, Stingray. I said health, Stingray. I said health. I'll take a life. Oh, we've got 7 lives. I'm just gonna murder myself into him. Come on, Dive Man. Murder me, please. Thank you. Easiest way to restore lives. Yeah, Kirby fights across so many dimensions. It is actually ridiculous. And so many beings from other dimensions. You think Popstar is, has to be like some type of dimensional crossroads. Like, it's got to be in, like, an interdimensional crossroads. And those are just the Kirbys that I remember, because there's Marks. And then there's the most recent ones where, like, things get really weird. And we were not even talking about Kirby 64, because that one goes places. But that's where Zero 2's from. Okay. So we now have Dive Missile. That's Drill Man. It looks like we left Toad Man for last, which was not what I expected. I just fought Bright Man for the fun of it. He's also one of the easier bosses. Yeah, we bust our own lead, Bright. That was a fun. It's actually pretty simple. The real reason 3 took so long is because it has the refights with the old Robot Masters. And I'd forgotten about that. If I hadn't remembered, it'd be like, oh yeah, 3's the long one. Because it is, in fact, the long one. But we're like 90% of our way through, well, about halfway through 5, so... If we get halfway through 4, that means we'll have basically a full-length... 2 full-length Megamans to be played on Saturday. It's perfect length. Finish up 4, 5, and 6. Though it will be continually to be harder if we when we go to the second collection. Because the Megaman Legacy Collection 2 does not have the save states or the rewinds, which is a bonkers decision on Capcom's part to not include those. But neither does the X ones, which is also a wild design choice on their part. Like, almost no old platformer cannot be made better with the inclusion of rewinds and things. Like, almost none of them can be made worse with their inclusion. Despite what some purists may say. How to go about this? Skull? I'm not sure this is gonna work. Oh, Skull in fact works. Skull does in fact work. Huh. Well, Dive Missile anyway. Well, we don't have a lot of health, so we might... Okay, and it's 1 pip per missile. I might as well try taking him on. Might as well. We've got the lives to spend. It's the fastest way to restore HP. And at least now I understand him. Alright, and Dive Missile is technically homing. Come on, Drillman! Drillman dead. And that only leaves Toadman. And Drill Bomb itself is a particularly weird weapon. In that, it actually has 2 damage values. One for spawning the bomb itself, and one for exploding the bomb. Baby birds! Fine then. Mr. Umbrella Man. And the Metroids. Metroid wannabes. Oh, not the snails! Okay, snails are not as bad as the cats were in 3. The cats were pretty bad in 3. Snail 2 down. Oh, that was terribly annoying. Those are some high jumping fish. Those fish just want to jump up and say hi. On to Toadman. Now let's see if we can't do some type of Buster Duel him. I don't recall him being terribly tough. I appear to have got him stuck in a loop. I'm just the right distance from him to where he's not gonna jump. And all he's gonna do is try to summon his rain dance. The rain flush. Which is exactly what a partially charged up Buster shot will do. See, you saw the regular shot just knocks him out of that AI loop, which is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And I believe we all should get Rush Marine. So somehow the route I went means I didn't get Rush Marine or Rush Jet until just at the end. That was not at all my intention. Well, with that, I'm gonna say that's the end for the Megaman. Yes, technically, we're like a third of the way through. But 4's much smaller than 3. For some reason, 3 just feels really long. Plus, this is about where we're at in 5, so we'll do 4, the end of 4, the end of 5, and try and get all of 6 done on Saturday. Next stream will be the demo for Diorama Break, which is a return to the traditional JRPG formula, which those are always fun. It's an indie one. I've seen some advertising for it, and I was like, ooh, I'll add that to the list. And I'll have a look at this BMX game and add it either to the testing list or the to play list. Probably to the to play list. It's been a while since I played a BMX game. God, it's been so many years. But we'll see you all next time. Till then.